you guys, I am back here with another video. This is going to be my wax collection video for January 2015. And I just want to talk here a little bit in the beginning. I know when I filmed my last collection video a little less than a year ago, it was probably about the same size that the collection is today. Actually, my collection now may be a little bit bigger. But at the time, I was really trying to figure out ways to buy less wax, buy a little bit more reasonably. And I haven't really cracked that code, although right now I'm kind of in a good space where I'm not buying a whole heck of a lot, and I'm really hoping to decrease the size of my collection. I tend to always go overboard whenever I get involved with something new. I did it with Lush, I do it with wax, I do it with pretty much, I always have some kind of new obsession of the month or the year that I get overly involved with. It's just kind of my nature and what I do, and I think a lot of us are like that. So I'm still trying to crack that wax code to really just become a lot more reasonable with it. So I'm hoping I can do that. I'm hoping 2015 is the year that I can enjoy my wax, buy reasonably, melt through a lot of it, and really just decrease the size of my collection to something that's manageable and is an actual like furniture like you see in front of you and not like in random plastic bins that you'll see later in the video that are kind of floating around. Just as a disclaimer, and I said this in my last video, if collection videos upset you, if you see them as overly braggy or just you want to comment on, the ridiculous amount of money that is spent on things that you think are stupid or anything, then just please click out of the video now and just do not watch it. It really drives me crazy when people watch things like collection videos and then they just make these rude comments and I'm like, just don't watch it. If you know it's going to upset you, don't watch it. This is just what I'm spending my money on now, and I always believe in only spending the money that you have to spend on something like a hobby. It's always like good financial, reasonableness, right? Like you never want to go into debt for something like a hobby like wax. That would be crazy. So it's the money that I'm spending on the wax is the money that I have available right now to spend on the wax, and I've had to spend on the wax. And I do give a lot of my wax away. My family could tell you, not that, you know what my family is, but I do give a lot of my wax away to, my mother, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my husband's daughter and her family, and then also to a couple like random people here and there that I meet like throughout my workplace and things like that. So I do give it away. I don't really destash. I know people have asked me that question before. Destashing is too much of a pain in the butt because I try to list out like every cent and the date that I received every cent so the buyer knows exactly what they're getting. But it stresses me out to try to do that, and then it's just some of the experiences nothing has ever been bad, but it's just too much work. And I would rather just pack up a box and send it to family completely for free for them rather than try to make any money back on a destash. So people have asked me about destashing, but it's just not something that I see myself doing in the near future. But anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy this. And I also wanted to document this for me. I kind of wanted to see the state of my wax collection at the beginning of 2015 so I can kind of see how how it's looking, and then maybe at the beginning of 2016, I can see if I made any progress in really, paring down the collection. So I hope you guys do enjoy this. So I'm going to show you first what's right in front of you. This is in my entryway, and I've got the two little wicker cabinets, or the two little wicker cubes on the side, and the one big cabinet in the middle. So I'll show you guys what I got in here first. Alright, so this is kind of what the inside of this cabinet looks like. If you guys saw my collection video from about a year ago, it's the same look, the same cabinet. So what I'm going to do is just pull everything out and then just kind of show you down here what everything looks like. So I'm hoping that the camera doesn't fall over. Looks like I'm doing okay. Okay, so I'm just going to pull everything out one by one, and I tried to organize it, although it really didn't. I have a lot of other wax that's not really organized, so it's just kind of really what it is. But in this one here, as you can probably see, this is Candles by Victoria, and then a couple of the Bee's Knees. So I've really been enjoying the Bee's Knees, actually, and a couple more like Candles by Victoria shapes and things. I really do want to get some more candles. I know, why am I saying that? I don't need to get any more wax. Let me just stop talking right now. But I really do enjoy Candles by Victoria, and she historically does a Super Bowl sale. So for those of you looking to order from her, February is probably a good time to get into that. This one here is all rainbow melts, and this is like some stuff from my custom order, some stuff from like fall and Christmas. And look, I have an oldie but goodie here poured in October of 2013 in blueberry muffin, and I actually just melted one of those the other day, and it still threw pretty well. Not as strong as it was initially. I mean, obviously it's over a year old, but it's still pretty good. So, and that is one of my absolute favorite scents from Rainbow Melts. Here I got another bin, and this one here is all Long Cane Primitives. I think this is most of the stuff, not most, but some of the stuff I got on my last custom order, my only custom order from Long Cane Primitives, and I'm gonna let that continue to cure a little bit, and then I'm gonna start melting it. Okay, and this one here, this is Shea Scents, and then a couple like random ones where I don't have a lot of it left. Like, I really like Mary Post, the candle company, and I would like to place another order with her at some point in the year. Obviously, I really shouldn't be ordering any more wax at all. And then, like, you know, a sample I got when I did an order with Missouri River Soap, but mostly Shea Scents. And I haven't really melted through a lot of my Shays, and I'm really looking... Oh... I'm really looking forward to melting some of my Shea scents because she has, you know, pretty good word of mouth and her stuff smells awesome. Okay, this is another bin here. This one is mostly 30th Street Crafts. I have a lot more 30th Street Crafts, but as far as like the look of the wax, she's got some great looking wax. You know, like these chunks are always just so cute, and then she does cameos, and then also like cupcake tarts that always have like a lot of glitter on the top, just like really, really pretty, and really good scent blends. Okay, this next one here, this one is more of 30th Street Crafts. So, also, while I'm going through these, I do, if you haven't seen any of my collection videos from before, I do break down my wax into, like, what I consider upstairs bedroom-y wax and, like, downstairs bakery fruity kind of scented wax. So all of this is bakery kind of related, scented, fruity kind of wax. So there's no spa scents down here. Okay, this next one here is Front Porch, and I've actually managed to go through most of my older Front Porch that was in that original polypropylene like kind of crinkle bag with a zip tie packaging. So I only have, I think mostly my Front Porch now is all of that newer kind of packaging, which I really like. Speaking of Front Porch, I do have this one big scoopable here, and one of my all-time favorite scents. It's like zucchini marshmallow Noel, and I really do need to bust into that because the scoopables from Front Porch have seemed to throw pretty good from the ones that I have melted, which hasn't been very extensive, but it's been pretty good so far. This one here is some of the stuff from Sniff My Tarts, probably my husband's favorite wax company by name. He always really thinks that company name is really funny. And I actually have my custom order from Sniff My Tarts in process right now. So I should be getting that here soon. Not that there is any place to store it or anything like that, because look, here's more Sniff My Tarts. And I actually did get a mystery box, not a mystery box, a dream box from Sniff My Tarts that I filmed a long time ago, and then I somehow lost the footage. So that was one I did not film, but that was more Sniff My Tarts that I had received a little bit more recently. This one here is I Heart Wax, and I already cut up these like pies that I got from I Heart Wax and some of the loaves, so they're kind of ready to go, ready to melt. And after this video, I will probably take a couple of those out because I do want to melt them. They're kind of cured, they're ready to go, and I really want to get a feel for her wax. Okay, this one here, this one looks like it's all Up the Creek scents. Yep, all Up the Creek scents. And I've had pretty good luck with Up the Creek scents so far. Haven't melted super extensively, but she's got good word of mouth. She's very popular. And I do have a custom order that I placed with her on Black Friday or around that time period, so I'll be getting some custom Up My Creek scents chunks. This one here is Daphne's Divine, and for those of you newer to the wax world, Daphne's Divine no longer in business, but she was very popular when she was doing her wax company. She's still around in the wax community. I really hope she's doing well. But yeah, I still have some of the scent shots and some of the muffins from when she was like in her last couple months of running her business. I really love her scent blends. Okay, and if you guys are interested in Daphne Divine scent blends, Rainbow Melts bought out some of the Daphne's Divine scent blend. So if you can go to Rainbow Melts to kind of get some of that if you're looking for it. Okay, this one here is another one of more Sniff My Tarts. I was melting a Sniff My Tarts butt cake the other day, and man, that thing was throwing so strong. I was absolutely just loving it. Okay, this one here is more Daphne's Divine, and this is more of the stuff that when she used to do like a Chunkster Muffin subscription club, which I always thought was really cute. You could like vote on the blends, and then she would make the muffins, and she'd send you six muffins, and you bought like a 6-month subscription at a time. I thought that idea was really, really cute, and I really trusted everybody else when it came to the blends, because yeah, I don't really trust myself. And this one here is more Front Porch, and I still absolutely adore Front Porch. The throw for me for Front Porch is still pretty decent. Maybe not as strong as it was maybe when I first got into the wax community, but I know if I put in a Front Porch grubby, for the most part, I'm going to have a good time. And I still have one of the original packaging left, and one of my all-time favorite Front Porch scents, Black Raspberry Coffee Cake. That is an amazing, amazing scent, and it's the one that made me fall in love with black raspberry scents, was Front Porch. But yeah, look at this like happy bin of grubbies. I just absolutely love it. This is a surprise. Can't see what's under this tablecloth. But anyways, okay, let me show you the other part of the cabinet. So here's the other side of the cabinet, pretty much obviously the same with these same little bins and everything like that. So let me get into it here. Pull this one here off of the top. This one here is Victoria's Designer Creations, and last year I had a ton of Victoria's Designer Creations, partially because my husband bought me a ginormous Victoria's Designer Creations order for part of my Christmas present. So I had like bins and bins, and I've actually been working through it pretty well. I still have a lot left, but I was like, I had a ton last year, so it's becoming like a more reasonable size stash of VDC. This next one here is lasting scent candles. Sorry, I don't know why it took me so long to recognize that. And I got a couple scent, like one scent shot here, one lone scent shot remaining from Scarlet Rain, who I placed an order with like when I first got into wax, and I did enjoy what I melted. So that's one vendor I'm kind of like curious to just see how she's doing and you know what she's offering right now. More stuff here from Long Cane Primitives from either my I've only ordered twice from Long Cane Primitives. Once was ready to ship and then one was that custom order. So I'm not sure anymore like which is which, but I absolutely just love these scrubbies. And these are repackaged. For those of you that are familiar with her or looking to order, she normally sends it in like a package kind of similar to what Front Porch used to have, like a polypropylene bag, I think with patterning on it, and then it has like, you know, tied together at the top with a little like crinkly leftover polypropylene fluffing out the top. So I do repackage it because I think for me this is easier for me to like see and then also to store. So I get all of my polypropylene bags from In the Clear, which is an Etsy seller for those of you that are interested. And these are like all the zip top resealable polypropylene bags, and they're priced fairly reasonably. They go fast though. Even if you get like 100 to 200 bags, sometimes you'd be surprised how fast they go. Okay, this next one here is more lasting scent candles, and I'm probably not going to order from lasting scent candles when they open again. Part of my whole trying to not order as much wax, and I've got like a lot of stuff from lasting scent candles that I really just need to melt through and yeah, just melt through. And here is a bin from Starlit Candles. I think she's reopening in this month, January 2015. For anybody that is interested, but I do enjoy her wax, and she's got some of the prettiest clamshells with like a lot of attention to detail on the clamshells. I always really appreciate that from Yuri. Okay, this one here is part of the vintage chic scent stuff that I have. Looks like some of the poinsettias and then some of the like autumn leaf shape kind of stuff. I've got a lot of vintage chic scents, as you guys will see. I think there's more somewhere else too, not just in this cabinet. Here's more vintage chic scents, some of my all-time favorite scents. Surfer Girl. I absolutely love that one. This one looks like $1 Million... No, that's Surfer Girl. Okay, I was about to say, it's $1 Million Mermaid Goes Upstairs. That's a spa bedroomy scent. But yes, vintage chic scents, can't go wrong. I know she's changing some of the shapes of her wax. I'm really interested to see, like... I've seen pictures of her new flower shapes and stuff like that, but I kind of just like want to see them in person because they look really cute. This one here is more vintage chic scents and a lot of clamshells. Some of these may be like... a little older. No, actually, they're kind of all okay, but some really, really great scents in there. And she's got such an extensive scent list now that it's just kind of so hard to keep track. And some of my favorites from her are like the older ones, and they don't always come back as much because she's always got some new, new scents coming out too. But yeah, love her stuff. This next one here is what I've got left of 10 Digit Creations from like bakery kind of stuff. So all of this here is like over a year old. You probably saw it in my collection video from last year. And then here I've got a little bit of World of Wax and Suds. And I got a pretty good sized order in with her last year. She was running like a 40% off sale or something at the time. And yeah, so I got a lot of stuff from World of Wax and Suds. And I want to melt through the rest of that as well. Here is another kind of random bin with some vintage chic scents and then also some of the Christmas stuff from Lasting Scent Candles. There on the bottom. Oh my gosh, the wax. This is like an arm workout over here. Okay, this next one here, this one is Glitterati Candle Company. This is either samples that I got with my custom order or what I got in the 2-pound mystery box, I think. Because all of my other Glitterati is in a different cabinet. You'll see it. And those are like mostly loaves and stuff like that. But yeah, those are some of the chunks I have. And I melted a Glitterati chunk recently. You got to cut those babies in half. If you're throwing the whole chunk in your warmer, stop. Stop. Cut it in half or even fourths. That stuff throws pretty well as a general rule. But you don't need less is more with Glitterati. Okay, this next one here is more vintage chic scents, poinsettias. I went a little crazy buying some of the holiday samplers because, well, Kirby's blends are awesome. So yes, I did buy a couple of them. and here's another bin of vintage chic scents. Imagine that. More poinsettias and fall shapes and clamshells. It's just, I'm over here smiling. You can't see me on camera, but look, going through all this box just makes me happy. Except for this bin. This bin doesn't really make me that happy, but it's kind of like a necessary evil of Yankee Candle tarts. And I melt Yankee Candle tarts in my bedroom periodically. For some reason, I never reach for these at all. So I don't know what to do with them, and I actually don't know how like long Yankee tarts are good for. Is that a correct use of the quotation marks? But these are probably over a year old or about a year old or something, and some of them do smell really good. It's just like they're kind of buried in here in this cabinet, and I just don't really get to them that much. But yeah, a couple Yankee Candle tarts. All right, so I'm going to show you the Wicker baskets next. All right, now here is the candles from the keeping room stash, which is maybe a little bit more than I had last year. I actually have some candles from the keeping room that don't fit in these bins. They're just kind of like hanging out. But anyways, I think the way I tried to organize this at one point was like 4-ounce bags in one and 8-ounce bags in the other. Originally, I think I was going to do like bakery in one and fruity in the other, and then it just got too hard. And so now like they're just all in here together in these little like wicker things. But I absolutely adore my candles in the keeping room, and I really think I want to maybe like do a week where all I melt is candles from the keeping room, because her stuff is 100% paraffin, and from the word of mouth that her stuff gets as far as the age of the wax, people have had her tarts for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and they're on Facebook saying that the stuff is throwing really well. So because of that, I kind of just stash it, and I don't reach for it as much because I know that the, you know, like the life cycle, the average lifespan of the wax is going to be a lot longer than my Parasoy and my soy. So I've kind of just accumulated it and just haven't really melted through it. So one of my things this year is to not place any candles from the keeping room orders for probably at least 6 months, because why am I accumulating all this candles in the keeping room wax? I'm not melting because I'm melting through all the other wax that I think is going to go bad before this wax does. So, but I love Carol's stuff. I love it. She's one of my top vendors. Her stuff historically throws well. Great scents, great customer service. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And these bins here, so maybe you can get an idea of like how big they are. It's a pretty big bin. And yeah, this probably weighs like a lot. But anyways, this is some of the candles from the keeping room that I have, and I'll show you the rest later. Okay, I'm gonna move into my office and show you guys what I've got in there. Now this storage unit is in my office, and I've had this now for maybe about 8 or 9 months. I know I've showed it in another video. So it's one of these like 6-drawer kind of things that you can get from Target, you know, with the little drawers that you pull out. So on the top here is some of the bathing garden stuff from the Christmas holiday restock, and it's still here because like some of this is my mom's and my dad's and some of it's mine, and I haven't gone back through it to figure out whose is whose yet. And my mom's suitcase was so full going home she wasn't able to take it with her, so I need to mail it to her. So I kind of keep it up here as a reminder of I need to take care of this. And I just haven't yet. So that's why it's kind of hanging out in there. Sorry, this part of the video is going to be a little shaky here because I kind of have to hold the camera. Now what is in here? What is in here? This used to be all Kay's Creations, and I've melted through a lot of my Kay's Creations, and I haven't had a chance to go rebuy yet. Once again, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to go place an order with Kay's, because I should not be placing an order with anybody right now. So what this has kind of turned into is just like, I think, a Rose Girls. There's still K's here on the bottom, but there's like a lot of Rose Girls stuff in here. A lot of, is it just all Rose Girls now? Heck, I don't know what's going on in here. But yeah, it looks like mostly Rose Girl stuff from the samples and a couple things. Here is the bathing garden stuff. So I've got, you know, like some of the big 8.5 ounce wax tarts that are over there. And then here are some of the clamshells. And I actually have done pretty good at paring this down. This used to be like completely full of only clamshells. So I've done okay trying to work through the bathing garden stuff. So that one's okay. Let's see if I can put the camera down. Oh, that might work. Okay, let's see if I can hold it steady like that. Okay, in here is more stuff from Rose Girls. These are some of the things from my pie orders from my first order, which was like January 2014. So this is like some of my older pies are here. I did buy one of the pies from Kathy off of eBay in Strawberry Frankenberry one time. So I've got that in here as well. You know, some Koopa Troopa assaults and things like that too. So that's kind of all in here. And let me see if I can move the camera over a little bit. Not really. Okay, this one here is mostly Haley's Heavenly Scents. when I placed like a really big order around, I think it was, I can't even remember, she did a really big sale last year. And the one thing I do with Haley's Heavenly Scents is I do cut off the tops of these, because you know, like the polypropylene may go out to like there. I cut it off just for like ease of storage altogether. But this thing here is completely full of Haley's Heavenly Scents. Okay, let me try to move the camera down one level here. Okay, that might work there. Okay, now down in here, this one here is also more Rose Girls. Lots and lots and lots of Rose Girls. But this is some of the stuff I got from, this one I think I got in a random act of kindness from someone in the wax community. Holla! And then these are also things from the samplers. And down here are candles from the Keeping Room samples, and then also some other stuff I got. And like a giveaway that somebody else won, but they decided to send it to me. We'll talk about that later. Okay, but yeah, also candles from the Keeping Room samples are in here. This used to be almost completely full of nothing but candles from the Keeping Room samples. So that's a little crazy and shows you how generous Carol is with her samples. And then in here is a little bit of a conglomeration of random things. I really need to go through and organize this. Oh, there's candles from the Keeping Room in here, apparently. Yeah, imagine that. I also got some of the blended bags, some Tiffany candles in here. Why are those in here? This is like so disorganized. I have no idea what's going on anymore. But this is the storage cabinet, one of the storage cabinets in my study. And let me show you the other one right now. So this is a new storage cabinet that I have not filmed, you know, for any video yet. And I got this at a consignment store. Me and the hubby were going around looking for something to kind of put in this area. I couldn't find anything I wanted at like Target or Pier 1 or Home Goods. I was like, well, we were going around and around. There was a consignment store that we passed, so we went in there. And this had just got dropped off, and this is like a buffet, and it works really well for the wax, amazingly, and I really love it. It is a solid piece of furniture. I mean, my husband said that it was one of the heaviest pieces of furniture he has ever had the pleasure of trying to wrangle into the house, and I think they told us it was teak, so definitely worth the money that we paid for it, I think. I think it looks nice here. If you guys are wondering, not that anyone is wondering, but what was here before was my rabbit Bobby. His cage was over here before in the office, and he did pass away half a year ago, I think, back in 2014 in the summer. So that was what was here before. So it's taken us a little bit of time to kind of get the study reorganized and to put something else here, because I don't want to feel like I'm replacing him with wax storage. But anyways, I really miss that rabbit Bobby. He was so sweet. But anyways, this is the buffet. And then up there is just a mess of crap. Yes, my sewing machine is up there. I'm trying to learn how to sew. And then you can see a couple random bags of candles from the Keeping Room are like hanging out up there too that I need to find a home for. Probably in that last drawer that I was looking at. And everything like that. And a palm tree outside. Hello. Hello, palm tree. Okay, so let me show you guys what this looks like in here. And I really... Sorry, I'm like moving this thing. I really like how this storage is. Because once again, it is a buffet. Well, I'm going to have to hold this, I think. So, in this drawer, in this little set here, I absolutely... love this. Rose Girls. Okay, and check it out, check it out. I think this thing is so cool because it's a buffet, right? It's got like these things that kind of slide out. So I've got this whole army of Rose Girls bakery bags here. So like I could just, and I love this too because as a lot of you guys probably, if you have storage solutions that are kind of similar to like a cabinet, like, you know, these are, it's hard to get to the stuff in the back, right? Because it's hard to get to the stuff in the back, but because these things like roll in and roll out, it's so easy for me to be like, oh, I want to melt some Rose Girls. So I'm going to come in here and just roll this out. And if I want to get something at the back, like this strawberry mallow bread, then I can grab it. And then these are just some fleece things I put down just because I love this piece of furniture so much. It's not always going to be wax storage. I mean, at some point here, you know, I'll pare down the collection and I won't need this for wax storage. And I don't want, you know, any of the fragrance oils, if they ever did leak through a bag, to like damage the wood. So I put some fleece here just for some extra protection. Plus I think the color combination looks really good, especially that under the big top and the fleece. That looks really, really good. So that is what is in here. And I think that that is just so kind of fun and cool. Okay, here in the bottom, these drawers are like super heavy and they don't necessarily slide out the best. But what is in here is a lot of my vintage chic scents, blossom bags, and then also some other of the smaller blossom bags, like the 8 to 10 ounce kind of sizes. I got some here from Up the Creek Scents. I got some here from Front Porch. Got some more vintage chic scents and Front Porch. So that's mostly what is in here. There's a little bit more back there. You can see it kind of goes like a little bit further back. But yeah, that kind of works like that there. And then over here is another drawer. And then, okay, this drawer doesn't open very much, but I'm telling you, there's a lot in here. Okay, so what I've got in here is some more vintage Chic Scents Blossom bags. This is where a lot of my Glitterati custom order is. And you know, I need to melt through my Glitterati because the stuff smells awesome, but if any of you guys know there, does the Glitterati wax, I haven't had a lot of good luck with the freezer method of dumping the wax, and I think I have to hot pour Glitterati. Is that really the best way to do it? And unfortunately, there's only a certain warmers in my house that I hot pour with. Normally ones that are like over a bathroom counter or a kitchen counter. I don't hot pour out of the ones that are like over carpet or something, because that's just asking for trouble. So because I'm limited to the warmers that I melt Glitterati in, I just haven't reached for it as much because, yeah, I need to start melting through it. But anyways, this is not coming out. But you can see back here too that I've got these big bags here, and these are like the ones that I got that were like the loaf size. Okay, having issues here, right? So like that. So you can see actually how deep this cabinet it is, because this long thing will fit back there, like, having problems, but it'll fit back there like that. So there's quite a lot of this drawer that for some reason is not pulling out, but that's where a lot of the Glitterati is kind of housed. And then up here is where the rest, or a lot of the bakery bags are housed. And there's actually a lot of room in here. I need to reorganize. Look at all this room. But here I've got like I Heart Wax, a lot of my Rainbow Melts custom order, some more front porch here. Sorry, the camera's going all over the place. And then up here there's more stuff that I got. Sassy Girl Aroma, like an odor bag here from Closet Full of Wax. More of my Rainbow Melts custom order. Well, that one's not from my custom order, but some Tiffany's candle stuff. This is from my Rainbow Melts custom order. So here is kind of like where a lot of my bakery bags kind of come hang out. So that's kind of what this is. So I got Rose Girls over there, bakery bags here, the bigger ones, smaller bakery bags in there, and then mostly Glitterati in here. So that's kind of how I've organized this little cabinet here. But man, I really like this piece of furniture. It's just really nice. We got to get some of those like stoppers, you know, here, so it doesn't, like when it closes, you see like it goes a little too far. But other than that, I mean, as far as getting it from a consignment store, I'm really, really happy with it. All right, let me show you now what is in the kitchen. So this is the storage here in my kitchen, and this is actually underneath my kitchen island. So when I film videos, I like sit my fat ass there, right? And then there's like the counter there that you guys probably recognize. And so there are these cabinets, storage cabinets underneath the kitchen island, which I think are actually pretty cool. I really like that in the kitchen. And I have some wax here, and I have a 2-timing tart haul up there that I need to film. Yes, the wax in this house is like it's always a little bit insane. Okay, but anyways, this is actually where, you know what? I didn't realize that I had some extra space in here. So yeah, I do have some extra space in here. Shoot, how am I going to film this? This is a little bit more difficult than I thought. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so let's try this out here. So here I have an empty bin. I didn't know I had an empty bin up there. So maybe I'm not overflowing as much as I thought I was. And this one here, this one is BZ Tarts, and a couple things from A Life Deliberate Soap Company you can kind of see hanging out there. Oh, and one thing for 2-timing tart. I don't know what that's doing in there. That's not in the right place. But I do have another thing of BZ Tarts. And from BZ Tarts, I absolutely love the Circus Concession. It's one of my all-time favorite scents from BZ Tarts. Love it. Oh, I've got where I was melting that, so there's a little bit of disorganization here. I was working on that. Oh, here's another Vintage Chic Scents Heat Miser. I've been working on that too. And a front porch eucalyptus spearmint. What is this doing down here? Oh, I was melting this downstairs when my dad and my mom were here for Christmas, and my dad had a cold, so I put on eucalyptus spearmint down here for him. That's what that's doing down here. I don't see crazy disorganization. Here are 2 of the Super Petals that I have from Super Tart Strawberry White Cake. I absolutely adore Brandy's Strawberry White Cake. Why have I not cut these up? Maybe I need to take time, like, within the next month and, like, cut up a lot of the stuff that I haven't cut up. So I will actually start melting it. And more of the Strawberry White Cake, obviously the other half of the Super Petal. And then here is the, Fresh Fallen Leaves, when I got that there from Brandy. So some Super Tarts just kind of hanging out over there. Here is another BZ Tarts. Oh my gosh. Okay, no ordering from BZ. Not until I get down to 1 bin. If I get down to 1 bin, I'm allowed to order from BZ, but not until then. And more BZ tarts. This is like seriously just become embarrassing. Oh my gosh, the amount of wax. Oh no. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, what is this? Bin number 4 of BZ tarts. Sometimes, like, I also get wrapped up in the hype, like when I can catch a vendor opening and I'm just not sure when I'm going to catch them again, like with BZ. So every time I see BZ open, I'm like, oh, like I need to order because I don't know when I'm going to order again. And then it keeps accumulating. That's just kind of what happens. Oh, here is a small bin of some Super Tarts, and you'll kind of see why this is in a smaller bin because I've got some other Super Tarts packed bins over here. But I just want to give this a shout out. Pink Sugar Vanilla Bean and Well Orange Juice Cake. This is one of the first super pans that Brandy did, and when she sold that, it wasn't even like on her website. She just kind of put it up on Facebook, like, hey, here's a super pan, you know, like $20 to the first me or something like that. And I bought that one, and that is the blend that made me fall in love with pink sugar and orange scents together. That blend is amazing, and I'm still hanging on to this last bit of this super pan because it's just really, really good. So Brandy, if you watch this, I still have this. I love it. And I want to just say that, yes, I got one of your first super pans. No, it's just like I'm cool or something. Right? Like one of the first ones. But yeah, love that one. And I got also here an empty bin. That's pretty good. So I can do some more storage. Oh my God. Here is, Super Tarts. Yes, lots and lots of Super Tarts. I can see some of the Christmas, clamshells are in that one. This is like a workout. Oh. More Super Tarts. Lots and lots of Super Tarts. I can just put that back there. That might work a little bit easier. And then here is Super Tarts. More of it. And then here you can see is Super Tarts. So that's why that one bin had like just a little bit of Super Tarts in it, because I already had like, what is this, 3 or 4 full bins of Super Tarts, and then just the stuff I couldn't fit into these are left over. Some of these are some of the older ones, like back when she was doing like these kinds of set shots, or here's like, oh, like a mustache I got like way back in the day, probably from her like 2nd or 3rd opening. I still have it and they still smell just really amazing. So that is what is here underneath my kitchen. So those are the 4 main storage areas in my downstairs. The cabinet near the door with the 2 wicker baskets, the 6-drawer Target cube container, the piece of furniture I got from the consignment shop in my office, and then this underneath my kitchen. So there is a little bit more that is downstairs. I'll show you that next. That doesn't actually fit in any of the like storage areas that I have. So let me show you that next. Okay, I'm getting out of breath. Breathe. Okay, so the next storage containers these are the ones that are kind of just, they float around. They always are in flux. Like I kind of am able to reduce them by 1, and then it grows by 3, and I reduce it by 1 and it grows by 2. So they're always kind of in flux, but it's this little row here of these containers, and I actually have fewer of these containers than I did last year, but I think my upstairs wax is bigger than it is last year, so it's kind of hard for me to tell if I've made any progress on using my stuff. But let me just get into the first one here. This one is some of the big like ticket items from Victoria's Designer Creations, and I've had these for a while, and I'm like intimidated on how to use them because of the way that they're packaged. I don't know how to repackage it because it's not like I can rewrap this plastic around it adequately once I cut into it. So I'm not sure if you just have to get like a really big glass container or like a food polypropylene plastic style container to put it in once you start cutting into it. But they are just humongo. They're like humongo. Like I think I could probably get 30 to 40 melts out of that thing there. Like it's huge. So it's going to take me forever to get through these, but I like how they look. So I kind of have just, you know, kept them here, but last year I said this too, that I really need to take one of these and start using it. But like, I mean that, like I really need to, yes, I really need to like start using some of those because yes, they smell really, really good. Okay. So let's see if this will work. This next bin here, this one is, like rose girls. I know. Oh my gosh, I have a super pan in here. This is how like ridiculous this stuff gets. Frosted grahams, blue muffins, and strawberry champagne. Okay, I need to start melting now because that actually smells pretty good. But I've got some Rose Girls, I've got some I Heart Wax stuff, I've got some more Rose Girls over here, and more Rose Girls over here. So, Paradise Orange Revival Fleur de Key Lime Pie. Why have I not melted that? This is the problem. This is like a cautionary tale. For those of you that are out there, having this much wax is not good. It's not good. It's kind of fun, but it's not good overall, because this is what happens. You forget that you have stuff, and then you get mad that you're not melting it, and then you're like stressed. You're stressed because you have to melt through everything. Cautionary tale, everybody. Kind of funny to like laugh at me, like ha ha ha, like isn't she crazy? But it's really not that fun to actually do. Okay, so here is, check this out, Rose Girls. And this is actually from my last Rose Girls custom order, the one that I did. I just put the video up maybe like a month ago. So I repackaged all of the pies. So you can see here, I repackaged 2 pie slices into, I believe this is a 5 by 7 inch polypropylene resealable bag. And I really like this because I can stack them. So you can see here, there's actually a second layer of pies, and then I put this layer on top of it, and it perfectly like fits into this container. So between this container and this container, I've been able to store 15 pies, which I think is pretty good. Because obviously, like with a pie, it's round, right? So storing it is a little bit harder than something like a loaf, which is rectangular. So that is kind of why I repackaged it. And I'm really, really happy with how it worked out. And here I can show you the other, this is the other one. And I didn't have to put them up like this way here, but there is another layer you can see of pies down underneath this one here. And then those are just Rose Girls pies. And I think I'm going to repackage all my pies like this. So if I have time, I'm going to go through the older ones and repackage them like this too, just because I think it's just a lot easier to store it. Okay, moving on down the line here. This one here is Sniff My Tarts, and then also a couple Daphne's Divine that are hanging out here. And I absolutely just need to cut these up. The problem for me is that, especially during the week when I'm working, I'm stressed, right? So I don't want to mess with like harder wax when I'm working. When I come home, I just want to take something out of a package and throw it in the warmer and be done. I'm not going to take out this pie and cut it and do all the work. So I need to go through these pies and stuff sometime over the next month and just cut them now. Because if I cut them now, then I am definitely more likely to grab it, throw a piece in, and just be done with it. And some of these blends here from the Sniff My Tarts custom opening are just so yummy. And it's kind of a shame to not be melting them. So yes, that is something I need to do. This here is more 30th Street Crafts. So I did have some more in that cabinet I showed at the very beginning of the video. This is the rest of it here. There's a lot of it. I really do absolutely love her blends. And I did place an order with her at her last restock. But I think I only ordered like 6 cents. Like the ones that I really wanted. Because I know I need to melt through what I already have. But yeah, some more 30th Street Crafts. And this is the last one here. And this is another one that's a random conglomeration of a couple things. So I've got some of the stuff here, you know, from Sniff My Tarts. And once again, I need to cut these up because like maple sugar orange zucchini bread, like this smells amazing. I love all of those scents. I'm just not going to cut this up, you know, like on a stressed out day, like, you know, most of my days are. So I need to cut it on a day that I'm kind of just relaxing. Okay, for some reason, I've got some Haley's Heavenly Scents in here. I don't really know why. I've got a random bag back here. Oh, that's a Victoria's Designer Creation scoopable. That's a glass container. So that's why I kind of put it in there. I've got some Blasting Scent candle stuff here. You know, some of the loaves they had from an opening, like, way back in 2014. So I think that is it for the downstairs wax. The upstairs wax has kind of grown a little bit more out of control than it used to be. So let me show you that next. Okay, here's the last of it. I'm seriously just sitting over here breathing. I'm so out of shape. But anyway, so this is what is upstairs, and what comes upstairs is anything that's like spa, floral, fresh, clean, laundry, any of that kind of stuff comes upstairs. So I store this stuff up here in my bedroom versus all the bakery fruity stuff that gets stored downstairs. But anyway, so here in this first bin, oh, come on, get off. Oh, yes, the top came off. Okay, this one here is more of my custom order from Glitterati that is up here, and it looks like I've got one bag of like front porch kind of spa scents up here. The one thing about the Glitterati is that I melt in 2 warmers upstairs, one in my bedroom, one in my bathroom. And as I already kind of said before, I don't hot dump over anything that has carpet. So in my bedroom, the bedroom warmer, I'm not going to hot dump that ever. So the only warmer I would ever melt my glitterati in upstairs is in the bathroom, which is kind of a shame because I obviously spend more time in the bedroom and smell the stuff in the bedroom more than I do in the bathroom. So I'm kind of trying to figure out a way that I can melt the glitterati in my bedroom where I can kind of enjoy it more, but I don't want to hot dump the stuff. So please, if you guys have any tips on how to get rid of the glitterati wax out of the warmer without hot dumping it, because I'm not messing around with hot wax, like the cotton ball method. Does that work? Because I've got so much glitterati, and you know how much of my glitterati custom order I've melted? None of it. None of it, because I hate hot dumping. I hate it. I don't know if any of you guys out there feel the same way, but those softer waxes, you know, they just don't work in the freezer method that well. Okay, so this next one here is, what is this? Oh, Haley's Heavenly Scents and Candles from the Keeping Room? Yes, Haley's Heavenly Scents and Candles from the Keeping Room stuff. So that big bin of Candles from the Keeping Room downstairs is not all that I have. So yes, there's more here. And then also there's more in here. So now there's more Candles from the Keeping Room in here. I got some 10 Digit Creations. I got some 30th Street Crafts kind of bedroomy stuff over there. If anybody's curious what this container is here, this goes underneath my bed, and I love it because I have a platform bed, so I don't have a whole lot of under storage space. That's why like a lot of those containers, the ones that they make for going under the bed, don't work for me. But this doesn't have a top. It just kind of slides in just like that. And this was actually sold as a tray that was designed to go into like a bigger storage container. Although I went back to Home Depot maybe 5 months ago and they didn't have these trays anymore. But that's what that is for anybody that's curious, because I've had a couple people ask me on some other videos. This one here is just another one of these under storage trays. So here I've got some super tarts, and I've got some 2 timing tarts, and then I've got a couple 2 timing tarts bags and things like that. So yummy, yummy, yummy stuff. Over here, dragging this around. Here is some Yankee Candle, some more super tarts, clamshells here, the bathing garden over here, and then just some more of the bakery bags. Like that one there is a 2 timing tart. This one here is a Tiffany Candles one. Tiffany Candles. So just kind of like random bakery bags. And I have to store them sideways like that because obviously if I stand them up, they ain't going to fit underneath the bed. Okay, now down for this one here. This is the last of the bins. And this one kind of has just like front porch, beesy tarts, just the bee's knees, rainbow melt, vintage chic scents, a couple scoopables. A couple scoopables from Tiffany Candles, and I've got like a lot of the extra, you know, like spoons and stuff here from Tiffany Candles for the scoopable bowls. So anyways, yeah, that's what's in there. So I've got a little bit more over here. This I haven't, because I've been running out of storage. So this is just like a Vera Bradley bag that doesn't look too ugly. So it's kind of, hello, just my foot kind of stays here. This is everything that I got in my last order from 10 Digit Creations. So I repackaged everything. For those of you that are familiar or not familiar with 10 Digit Creations, this is not the original packaging, but I repackaged everything and it's all kind of sitting in here because I don't have any other space over here to put it yet. So all of the 10 Digit Creations is over here. I've got this box too that my husband actually got me for my birthday last year to like hold something. He just needed a box, so he just got this. I normally don't like things with quotes on them because they make me want to throw up. But anyways, so what this is supposed to be is that I go through this other wax over here once every couple weeks and I fill this thing up with a scent that I want to melt next. And this just kind of, this doesn't slide under the bed, it just sits next to my bed. And then if I want to melt something, I go in here. That's what it's supposed to be. Now what it's kind of turned into is whenever I come upstairs with more wax and there's no place to store it, I kind of just throw it in here. So I need to actually move some of this stuff out and get the stuff that I want to melt in. Like the Singing in the Rain from Rose Girls, I'm probably not going to melt this now. I'm probably going to let it cure and sit around for a while. So like I don't need to melt that now. But I've got some of my recent front porch stuff in here. I've been working on this Rainbow Melts Warm and Cozy. I got some more front porch, another Rainbow Melts bag I've been working on for a while, and just like random other wax that's like kind of in there. And then the very last 2 things I've got up here are 2 of the super bags from Super Tarts that I just hauled, the buttercream mint ice cream, and then they go to sleep. And that is it. That is it, everybody. That is the whole wax collection. I'm pretty sure, unless I missed something around. So, kind of like I said before, this really, it's fun to watch collection videos, right? Because I love watching collection videos for other people of almost anything. I think it's really fascinating, like beauty collection videos, wax, candle collection videos, bath and body products. But as with any collection video, the one thing I do want to say, it's fun to watch it. It's fun to point at other people's collections and either make fun of them, for spending money on something that you think is stupid, or to kind of just be like, wow, that's a lot, like I wish I had that. But at the end of the day, you don't. You don't want this. Like, the amount of money that I've spent on wax is, if I could go back and do it all over again, I wouldn't. It's fun to buy the wax, and I love the wax. I love melting it. But if I went through and I added up how much money I've spent on it over the past year and a half that I've been in the wax community, it's a lot of money. And then if you start to think about what else you could do with that money, it kind of just makes you start to be like, wow, I really need to stop. I need to stop buying as much. I love supporting these vendors. I don't think I will ever stop buying wax. But a collection this big is unwieldy. You start to run into issues where you start to get tarts that aren't throwing as well because they're too old. Or I'm always trying to, I'm always trying to like give stuff away. So I'm always going through it, constantly reorganizing it. And then once your like storage is full and then you realize you don't have a place to put something, then you have to go out and buy new storage, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's constantly in flux and it's not easy. And then as you saw when I was going through it, you get a lot of stuff that you forget that you had. And then you're like, oh my God, like I need to melt this. Like it's been hanging out in here for 8 months and I forgot that I had it. And that's never good, especially with these hand-poured products. You want to appreciate every single one of them for what they are and not just treat them as, like a mass-produced Yankee tart that you throw away in the corner for a year and you forget about. So, yes, collection videos, please. I hope you had fun watching this. I loved filming it, and I want to document my collection for myself too. For 2015. But please, this is nothing that you want to like, if for those of you that are just starting out, you don't want to become like this. So don't think that you need a wax collection this big or even half this big or even a quarter this big. Honestly, if my ideal wax size collection would probably be just what I have up here. If I had what I have up here for downstairs and upstairs, I'd have enough variety that I would have enough variety to melt, and I would still be able to buy, like frequently replenish some of the new stuff and not go overboard. Really, honestly, that's a real perfect size collection. And I know there are people out there that have like even bigger collections than mine. And I would imagine they probably feel the same way I do. Part of it is you really love it, and part of it is like, you're like, ooh, like, this really isn't good, and I want to say that here at the end, for those of you that are wondering. But yeah, so I'm going to just keep on melting, keep on giving it away, and just buy less, and really, really make 2015 the year I get this under control. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.